Hi everyone, this is Emma at the Vlog Lady, and today I'm going to be watching episode 3 of the new Twin Peaks. It's called Call for Help. It's like the worst turbulence ever. It's like a living doll. What the hell is going on? I don't like this. I wonder what Kyle MacLachlan thought when he read this script. I wonder if that means the blue rose means more than just a classification of a case that is weird. Because it seems like pretty significant if it's being spoken in this arena. Oh my god, it looks so amazing, doesn't it? Oh, this just feels so much like a weird dream that Coop is having, that I am having. Evil Coop looks like he's overdone the fake tan a little. Holy shit, stop sticking your face in that! It's of naked women, not many naked men. Fat version of Cooper. How many doppelgangers are there? Oh! Oh, for fuck's sake. No. Revolting. Can he even string a sentence together? He looks like a zombie. He's gonna win on every one, isn't he? I love the way Cooper is walking like a constipated duck. There is some kind of weird shit going on there. The red room is guiding him. Everly Brothers 2017. Okay, so I just finished episode 3, Call for Help, and I have to say I really liked that episode a lot. It felt like I was orientated more to the landscape of Twin Peaks, and I wasn't struggling anymore with the differences compared to this new show and the original like I was in the first 2 episodes. The first part of the episode, when Cooper arrived at that place with the ocean, I immediately thought of, for some reason, I thought of Major Briggs's description of his dream when he was talking to Bobby, and he said he was in this big white house made of marble, I think he said, and it just reminded me of that for some reason. Everything that you might expect to be able to do, you can't do in the Black Lodge. Like, you can't even speak properly, you can't move properly, you can't walk properly, you can't ground yourself into any specific location, you can't rely on things being constant. There have been a few references to numbers, and I don't know if we're supposed to be picking up on these as clues. These control panels on the wall that Cooper was attracted to in this house or this building, they changed. I think Evil Cooper did something to try and prevent himself from being taken back into the lodge in the same way that Dougie was taken into the lodge incidentally. Who the hell is Dougie? And why was he created? He was like another doppelganger, or was he a clone, or was he just a fake person with a fake life? He seemed to think that he had had a life, and he seemed to think he had been on Earth for a long time, and he had no idea what was happening. He just seemed like an ordinary guy. Clearly his personality was nothing like the real Cooper. I guess we're going to find out what purpose he was put on Earth for. To me, it sort of seems like, what was her name? Buffy the vampire, when she had a sister that appeared and the sister was not real, had been sort of manufactured to be part of this greater plan. That's the only reference I can link it to at the moment, but very strange that there was another Cooper running around on Earth. There were 3 incarnations of Cooper. So I believe that the good Cooper is now returned to the planet, to Earth. I'm saying to Earth now because I feel like where we saw him earlier on in the episode seemed to be like out of Earth, seemed to be otherworldly. He seemed to be in space with all that starlight behind him. Maybe it wasn't starlight, maybe it was just like a close-up of matter and it looked like starlight. Who knows? It's difficult to know because all of the dimensions are changed in that world, things that we can relate to. I mean, what was the thing that was floating? I don't even know what that was. It was just some kind of weird industrial construction. But Cooper seems to have been returned to Earth, and I'm guessing they have done that so that the good Cooper can get the bad Cooper to return to the lodge. But how he's going to do that in the state that he is in, I just don't know, because Cooper is like He is acting as if he's had a major brain trauma, as if he's been in a coma for the last 25 years. He doesn't know how to speak, he doesn't know how to walk, he doesn't know how to interact with people. He doesn't know anything, basically. He doesn't know who is... I don't think he knows his name. I don't think he knows who he is. He didn't seem to have any recognition of the key that he picked out of his pocket from the Great Northern Hotel. He did have a memory of Laura in the Red Room, which was quite interesting. If that was the only thing that he could latch onto in terms of memory was Laura, possibly suggesting that he still has a very strong connection with Laura. I thought it was strange how when Cooper was in the casino, this little floating mark would appear and show Cooper which machines were going to be lucky and give him the jackpot. Clearly the Red Room seemed to be wanting to help Cooper. That to me is a unusual concept, because you don't think of anything to do with the lodge, the Black Lodge or the Red Room, as being something that could have a positive effect. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that Deputy Cole and Albert and Tammy, who is Tamara Preston, were alerted to the fact that evil Coop had been found and not good Coop. So I'm guessing that they're going to meet with the doppelganger, which will be very interesting. Was surprised to see Krista Bell in the Tamara Preston role. I guess I wasn't expecting that. I didn't really picture someone like Krista Bell when I was reading The Secret History of Twin Peaks. But she plays the character well, I think, and she does embody that character that I imagined from reading the book. She seems very professional, very capable. She seemed to exist in a man's world in that particular scene in the boardroom where a lot of men were around that table, but I admire that. I like the stuff with Andy, Lucy and Hawk. I got the feeling that Hawk had been very challenged over the years by Andy and Lucy's simplicity. And what was funny was the question of whether it was the chocolate bunny that was important actually ended up being the important question. The fact that Hawk had to deconstruct logic, I guess, was very funny and very interesting. I think that Hawk is possibly going to be the key person here, who helps Coop, but I think that everybody in the town of Twin Peaks who we've seen so far must play a role, otherwise what would be the point of returning to them and seeing their stories? I don't think that we seem to have a lot of time for personal stories so far. I think that's going to be like the subplot, everybody's personal lives, and actually the main deal of this new Twin Peaks is Cooper's story. I found the stuff in the first part of the episode really visually stunning. It's not like television, it's more like art. It's more like you've wandered into an art gallery and this is playing on a wall somewhere. It's just very surreal. A lot of attention to detail seems to have been paid to these scenes. I really get the feeling that there is an artist at work behind these scenes and behind all of these ideas. I mean, there's some very complicated sequences. For instance, when Dougie shrunk and then he turned into a gold ball and then some other kind of fleshy ball appeared. You know, it was very complex, very, very strange, and that must have taken a lot of artistic imaginings, I guess. I feel sorry for Good Coop and how he's ended up. I feel really sorry for him, and I have a horrible feeling that he is only going to get into more trouble in Las Vegas. I think he's vulnerable. He's obviously very vulnerable in the state that he's in, and if anybody finds that out, I think that they could take advantage of him and manipulate him. And I foresee a long journey for Coop, the Good Coop. Clearly the lodge is never really gone, even though he's out of it. It's always beside him, always part of him. So overall, an episode that I really enjoyed. Please let me know what you thought of it in the comments below. Have you got any theories? Because a lot of stuff in that Black Lodge, I mean, are we supposed to interpret that stuff, or are we just supposed to absorb it? Leave me a comment if you have any thoughts. And you can subscribe to my channel if you like David Lynch or Twin Peaks. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.